We're actually doing it. Everything we dreamed about. We're getting there.
The trouble with dreams is that they don't always come true equally. Sometimes two people begin the same journey together. They face the same struggles, carry the same hopes, and make the same promises. But somewhere along the way, their paths begin to separate. One moves ahead, while the other remains standing still. Tasha stared out at the endless city lights, lost in thoughts she couldn't share, questions she couldn't answer, fears she couldn't silence. Far below, life continued moving forward, unaware of the storm quietly forming. Neither Naomi nor Tasha could see what was coming, but fate had already begun moving their lives toward a collision neither of them could imagine. And when it finally arrived, nothing would ever be the same again. Saturday afternoon. A community fundraising event is taking place on campus. Students, local businesses, and volunteers fill the courtyard. Music plays softly. People laugh. Food stalls line the walkway.
Please support us. Please support us.
Sometimes heartbreak doesn't begin with rejection. Sometimes it begins with expectation. For months, Tasha had admired Marcus from a distance. Not obsessively. Not desperately. Just quietly. Like a person staring through a store window at something they could never afford. Every smile. Every glance. Every accidental encounter on campus had fed a small hope she never spoke aloud. A hope she carefully protected. A hope she secretly believed might one day become something more.
You look fine. I know. Then why do you keep checking? Maybe I just like looking good.
Then Marcus arrived. And for a brief moment, Tasha thought today might finally be different. She stood a little straighter, smiled a little brighter, allowed herself to imagine possibilities. But some disappointments don't announce themselves. They reveal themselves slowly. One conversation at a time. One glance at a time. One moment at a time.
Hey!
Naomi, did you finish that article?
Yeah, I emailed it last night.
You worked too hard.
Marcus wasn't rude. He wasn't dismissive. He wasn't cruel. But his attention belonged somewhere else. And Tasha could see it. Sometimes the most painful thing in the world is realizing you were never part of the conversation. As the afternoon continued, Marcus and Naomi drifted naturally toward each other. Their conversations flowed effortlessly. Their laughter came easily. They shared stories, ideas, dreams. And with every passing moment, Tasha felt herself moving further into the background. She watched from a distance, trying not to care, trying not to notice, trying not to compare. But each glance stung a little more than the last.
A few of us are grabbing dinner. You two should come.
Sure.
Nobody was trying to hurt her. That was the problem. Pain is easier to handle when someone means it.
So why law?
My mom got screwed over by the system when I was a kid. I figured somebody should learn how to fight back. What about you? Still planning to become a therapist?
It's easier to be angry when there's a villain. Easier to heal when there's someone to blame. But there was no villain here. Just reality. And reality was becoming harder to ignore.
You okay? Why wouldn't I be? You were quiet tonight. Just tired.
Days later, that reality arrived at their apartment carrying groceries and a smile.
Guess who called me? Who? Marcus. Oh yeah?
A simple conversation. An innocent question. A piece of news. Marcus had called.
He asked if I'd like to get coffee sometime. That's great. You think so? Of course. I didn't know if it was a date. Trust me, it's a date.
He wanted to see Naomi. Just the two of them. Coffee, conversation, a date. Tasha smiled. She said the right things. The supportive things. The things a best friend should say. And Naomi believed every word. Because Naomi trusted her. Because Naomi loved her like a sister. Because Naomi had no reason not to. But beneath that perfect smile, something had begun to change. Something small. Something dangerous. That was the moment. Not the date. Not Marcus. Not even Naomi. The moment. The moment Tasha felt something crack inside her. A tiny fracture hidden beneath years of friendship. So small it could barely be seen. Yet real enough to change everything. That night, while the city slept, Tasha remained awake. Alone with her thoughts. Alone with her feelings. Alone with the questions she couldn't answer. Across the room, Naomi slept peacefully. Safe. Dreaming. Unaware of the battle taking place only a few feet away. Tasha stared into the darkness. Thinking. Remembering. Comparing. The scholarship. The grades. The attention. The opportunities. And now Marcus. Everywhere she looked, Naomi seemed to be winning. Achieving. Growing. Moving forward. While she remained stuck in place. A tear slipped down her cheek. She wiped it away immediately. Ashamed of it. Angry at herself. Angry at the world. Angry at emotions she couldn't fully understand. Across the room, Naomi turned in her sleep. Still unaware of the storm quietly forming beside her. Jealousy doesn't arrive all at once. It grows. Silently. Patiently. Like a crack spreading through glass. Almost invisible at first. Easy to ignore. Easy to dismiss. And by the time you finally notice it, it's already too late. Some connections take years to build. Others feel familiar from the very beginning. Marcus and Naomi belong to the second kind. From the moment they sat across from each other, conversation came naturally. No awkward pauses. No forced smiles. Just two people who genuinely enjoyed being together. They talked about dreams. About the future. About the lives they hoped to build. And somewhere between the laughter and the honesty, something deeper began to grow.
Can I ask you something?
Depends.
What's the first thing you're buying when you're rich?
Rich?
Work with me here.
A house.
Reasonable?
Not just any house. A house where nobody can send me away.
When Marcus asked Naomi what she would buy if she were rich, her answer wasn't expensive. It wasn't glamorous. It was simple. A house. Not just any house. A house where nobody could send her away. A place that truly belonged to her. Marcus understood immediately. Because some wounds never fully disappear. You don't forget them. You simply learn how to carry them. And in that moment, he saw not only Naomi's pain, but her strength. Her resilience. Her determination to keep moving forward despite everything life had taken from her.
You're still carrying a lot of that, aren't you?
Some things don't leave, you just learn how to live with them.
Across town, someone else was carrying feelings of her own. Feelings she had never spoken aloud. Feelings she had carefully hidden for months. Tasha had admired Marcus from a distance. Quietly. Patiently. Without expecting anything. Or at least that's what she told herself. Then one afternoon, she looked through the window of a coffee shop and saw them together. Laughing. Happy. Comfortable. The kind of comfortable that couldn't be faked. She stood there for only a few seconds before walking away. Pretending it didn't bother her. Even though it did. The heart has a way of noticing what the mind tries to ignore.
I like spending time with you.
I like spending time with you too.
Good, because I'd like to take you out. Officially. I'm trying very hard not to make this awkward.
You're failing.
So what do you say?
I'd like that.
Days later, Marcus finally said what he had been feeling. As they walked across campus beneath the afternoon sun, he admitted that he liked spending time with Naomi. And then he asked her out. Officially. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't smooth. It was awkward, honest, and completely real. Naomi laughed. Marcus laughed too. And when she said yes, something beautiful began. Some beginnings feel exciting. Others feel dangerous. This one was both. That evening, Naomi rushed home unable to contain her happiness. She told Tasha the news.
You'll never guess what happened. Marcus? How'd you know? Lucky guess. We're officially dating.
Marcus had asked her out. They were officially together. Tasha smiled. Said all the right things. Celebrated exactly the way a best friend should. And Naomi believed every word. Because she trusted her. Because she loved her like a sister. Because she had no reason not to. But some smiles hide more than they reveal. Sometimes the hardest thing in the world is smiling for someone else's happiness. As the weeks passed, Naomi and Marcus grew closer. Movie nights. Study sessions. Long walks through the city. Phone calls that lasted until sunrise. For the first time in years, Naomi seemed truly happy. She laughed more. Smiled more. Dreamed more. Meanwhile, Tasha found herself spending more and more time alone. Working extra shifts. Eating alone. Coming home to an apartment that felt increasingly empty. One evening she arrived carrying groceries. Laughter drifted from Naomi's room. Marcus was visiting. Tasha stopped for a moment and listened. Then quietly walked into her own room and closed the door. Loneliness becomes louder when happiness lives in the next room. Weeks later, at Marcus's birthday dinner, friends gathered on a rooftop overlooking the city. The atmosphere was warm. The food was good. Everyone was celebrating. Everyone except one person.
To Marcus and Naomi, the perfect couple.
Tasha sat quietly at the far end of the table. Watching. Observing. Listening. Then a friend raised a glass and offered a toast. To Marcus and Naomi. The perfect couple. Everyone cheered. Naomi blushed. Marcus smiled. And Tasha lowered her eyes. Nobody noticed the change happening inside her. Not because they didn't care. Because pain is good at hiding. Later that night, after the celebration ended, Naomi and Tasha walked home beneath the city lights. The silence between them felt heavier than usual. Finally, Naomi asked the question she had been holding on to.
You've been distant lately. I've been busy.
Why had Tasha been so distant lately? Tasha gave the easiest answer. The safest answer. She said she had been busy. But Naomi wasn't convinced. For a brief moment, the truth almost escaped.
No, you've been avoiding me. You're imagining things.
Almost. Then Tasha buried it once again. She told Naomi she was imagining things. And Naomi accepted the answer. Because that's what people do when they trust someone completely. The two continued walking side by side. Yet somehow farther apart than they had ever been before. The saddest part of betrayal isn't the lie. It's the trust that makes the lie possible. And as they disappeared into the night, neither of them realized what was happening. One friendship. One secret. One growing resentment. And one future quietly moving toward disaster. Rain fell over the city. The same kind of rain that had fallen years ago when Naomi was returned to the orphanage. Cars moved slowly through wet streets. People hurried beneath umbrellas. The city felt cold, heavy. Most tragedies don't begin with evil. They begin with pain. Pain left untreated. Pain left alone. Pain that slowly convinces a person they deserve something life refuses to give them. Late that evening, Naomi sat at the dining table studying. Textbooks were spread across the table. Marcus sat beside her, helping her prepare for an important scholarship interview. The atmosphere was warm, comfortable, natural.
You're gonna do great.
What if I freeze?
Then smile. People trust you when you smile.
Marcus smiled and told her she was going to do great. Naomi worried about freezing during the interview. Marcus told her to smile. People trusted her when she smiled. Naomi laughed. For a moment, everything felt easy. They shared a quiet look. A simple moment. The kind that says more than words ever could. Near the hallway, Tasha stood unnoticed. A bag of groceries hung from her hand. She watched. She listened. She observed. Then she quietly turned away and walked back toward her room. Nobody noticed. The worst loneliness isn't being alone. It's feeling invisible in a room full of people. Inside her bedroom, Tasha stared at the photograph. There was a time when their dreams felt shared. Now it felt as if Naomi was living both of them. The next day, students moved between classes on campus. Naomi exited a building carrying a folder. Professor Allen stopped her.
Congratulations.
For what, sir?
You got the internship.
Seriously?
You earned it.
He congratulated her. She had gotten the internship. She could hardly believe it. Professor Allen assured her that she had earned it. Across the courtyard, Tasha watched everything. She already knew what had happened. She had received the rejection email that very morning. Some disappointments hurt. Others humiliate. Later that evening, Naomi burst through the apartment door. Excited. Overjoyed. She called out for Tasha and announced the news.
Tasha! I got the internship! That's amazing!
She had gotten the internship. There was a pause. A dangerous pause. Barely noticeable. Then Tasha smiled and congratulated her. Naomi hugged her. Tasha hugged back. But her eyes were empty. Jealousy had stopped whispering. Now it was speaking clearly. That night, Tasha sat alone in a neighborhood bar. A place she sometimes visited after work. The lighting was dim. Old music played softly. Tired people occupied scattered tables. She stared into a glass of soda, lost in thought. Then a familiar voice interrupted.
Didn't expect to see you here.
Still getting into trouble?
Only on weekdays.
Deshawn. An ex-boyfriend from years earlier. Rough around the edges. Street smart. Possessing the kind of dangerous charm that often hides trouble behind a smile. They exchanged greetings. Shared a laugh. Caught up on old memories. But eventually the conversation changed.
You don't seem happy. You got that look.
What look?
The look people get when life keeps picking somebody else.
Deshawn studied her carefully. He told her she didn't seem happy. He said she had a certain look. The look people get when life keeps picking somebody else. The words struck harder than she expected. Because they were true. For the first time, Tasha opened up. Not completely. Just enough.
You ever feel like no matter how hard you try, someone else keeps getting everything?
She talked about Naomi. The scholarships. The opportunities. Marcus. The internship. She never sounded hateful. Only hurt. Broken. Exhausted. When she finished, Deshawn leaned forward. He told her she needed a break.
You need a break.
A break from what? From my own life?
No, a break from hers.
What does that mean?
Tasha laughed bitterly. A break from what? Her own life? Deshaun shook his head. No. A break from Naomi's. Tasha frowned. Uncomfortable. Confused. Deshaun brushed it off.
Nothing serious, just make her slow down for a while.
What are you talking about?
A scare, that's all. Nobody gets hurt.
No.
Relax, I'm just talking.
Nothing serious. Just make her slow down for a while. The suggestion unsettled her immediately. She asked what he meant. Deshaun lowered his voice. A scare. That's all. Nobody gets hurt. Tasha rejected the idea immediately. No. Deshaun raised his hands. Relax. He was just talking. But the idea had already entered the room. Most terrible decisions don't happen instantly. First comes the thought. Then the justification. Then the choice. Later that night, Tasha lay awake in bed. Unable to sleep. Across the apartment, Naomi laughed softly while talking to Marcus on the phone. Happy. Content.
I love you more, Marcus.
Safe. Tasha stared at the ceiling. The conversation with Deshaun replaying in her mind. Again. And again. And again. She could have forgotten the idea. She could have ignored it. She could have walked away. Then her phone lit up. A message from Deshaun. Just think about it. Tasha stared at the screen. Her thumb hovered above the keyboard. For several long seconds, she did nothing. Then slowly, she began typing. What exactly do you mean by a scare? The message sent. The screen glowed in the darkness. Years later, Tasha would remember that moment. Not because it was dramatic. Not because it was violent. Because it was small. A single text message. A single choice. A single step toward a future she would spend the rest of her life regretting.